In 2020, before I'd ever uploaded a YouTube video, I stumbled across Arcy Aquariums on the Gold Coast, where I met Ross. Ross was like no one I'd ever met before. His attitude towards his fish store is more like this is his fish room and his hobby, and it's a place that people can come and buy stuff if they want. But foremost, his philosophy really is just about living life. He's successfully made his job and his work his lifestyle. Everything that you see in the store, well, almost everything was actually made by him from scratch by hand. He can make tanks and aquariums, he can make the most beautiful stands, but he also clearly has a very creative mind. AB, or Adrian, is someone who I actually met here at Arcy Aquariums. About a year and a half ago, I was standing upstairs and he walked in and introduced himself and asked me to do a fish room tour at his house. I of course agreed to it, and it ended up being my best YouTube video at the time that really propelled this whole YouTube channel even into getting started. And since then we've collaborated heaps of times. We didn't really plan to do this tour together, but we were having some camera issues and Ross just is not a fan of being on camera. So AB stepped in and helped me to film this. And now he has his own YouTube channel, which he literally just started last week. So go and check it out and subscribe, but watch this video first. Come on, Jack. Jack, come back. Oh, we've got Ross in it.
Not for long.
All right, so today we've got a very special video for you. We're on the Gold Coast at Arcy Aquariums, and we've got AB from AB's Fishroom, and we've got Ross, the owner of Arcy Aquariums, here as well. And this is Jack, the store dog too, looking very cute. So Ross is gonna duck off. Oh, he even said hello. He's saying subscribe to the channel, I think. All right, Ross is gonna duck off.
See you, mate.
But we might see a little bit of Ross later. This store, what's special about it is it's more than just a store. So really what this is like, it's like Ross's hobby, it's like his fish room, you know, it's set up how he wants it to be, and then he's just turned it into a living, like a business, so that he can obviously make a living, make some money from it, right?
They're almost like display tanks that he sells out of.
Yeah, yes. If you have a look here on the ground, you can see that there's some lines there, so he's going to be putting a corner tank there, like a Z-shaped one. Ross is very, very talented and very creative, so he makes a lot of his tanks, he does all of the scaping himself, he is obviously very good at looking after plants. If we have a look at this tank here, this is the counter tank. These are not just any plants. So this plant in particular here with the really nice blue shine, that is a very rare plant.
Bucephalandra.
A Bucephalandra.
Bucephalandra. DRO. Yep.
Right, and do they normally have that blue sheen on them?
Those ones do, yep.
They do?
Yep.
Okay.
So you get different varieties of the, or boosts is what they're sort of commonly called.
And there's a beautiful gold laser cory. Is that a gold laser one in there?
Yeah, and then you've got the carpet here of, I think that's Monte Carlo.
Yes.
Down there, but again with CO2, it grows like grass.
Yeah, it grows really well.
Yeah.
I think he's got to trim it a lot.
Yeah, he should be very proud of that tank. It's an all-round special tank in many ways. This one over here is the one that I love. Ooh. First one as you come in, how nice is that? I think that's a really special tank and not one that I've seen replicated anywhere. Like that's an original. You know, there's nothing similar, I think, on YouTube. Ross
really loves shrimp, and he really loves this goose plant.
Totally.
That's almost everywhere.
He grows both incredibly well. I think there's skunk corys in there. I don't know the CW name for them, but Peta or Ross would if they were around. But that, when it grows in, you can imagine the, you know, he grows boosts so well that you can almost guarantee that entire trunk will just be covered in at some point in time in the future.
If you get a long view of it, where you can see the whole thing, you'll see it's very stylish and it's very unusual. You don't normally see a tank that is tall like that. What I'm really excited to show you as well is this beautiful tank here. I have loved this tank for a long time. It used to have this 3D background that actually came out, and the fish could still swim around it, but it was full of like dirt and substrate and had plants growing out of it, and I just thought it was so beautiful. Obviously still very beautiful with the driftwood in here, but I really liked it before. What I think is nice about this scape in particular though is that it makes the fish stand out. That's the thing I like about hardscapes, is I like that it's nice and plain, so then when you've got beautiful colourful fish, they really pop in the scape.
I've got a feeling those boesmani are my original ones that I gave Ross when he first set that tank up, those big guys in there.
That's what he said. He said he thinks definitely one of them
Yeah,
is one of yours.
I had a few in there at the time. And then up in the corner, I think they're the Super Schwartzy eyes.
Yes.
They're a special cory.
Yeah, this whole tank, just the way it's set up is beautiful too. Like, I love this shallow look, and then I really like how it's got the pothos that goes up the back as well. It travels up there. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I tend to like that as well.
What I'm really excited to show you as well is these are all beautiful, but
These tanks, they're incredible.
They're incredible. And the one that really caught my eye, if you come around, don't know a lot about plants, so when it's something that just stands out and it's nice and simple,
you're right.
catches my eye.
You've got the one that I like.
This is gorgeous.
Almost the best. Yeah, that's a lace plant.
A lace plant. How beautiful is that?
It's amazing.
That's just
really hard to grow.
Yeah, and look how big it is.
Yeah, you've got to be a skilled aquarist to grow that plant.
It's just one of a kind.
And you've got all the bucephalandra in there with all of the other different mosses just coming out of the middle like a stump. It's like an island in the sand. It's just great. And he's got orange shrimp in there which just pop against the black background. So that tank is beautiful. It's one of my favourite tanks.
Ross was saying to me that every tank in here is an individual tank as well. He doesn't have them connected, and he doesn't have automatic water changes set up. I don't know how he does that. I guess it's because he spends all of his time in the store, because it's like his fish room for him.
Yeah.
But you're going to see what I mean when we go around the corner and we look at the shrimp tanks.
Oh, incredible.
There is a lot of tanks, and they're all individual. He has to do individual 90% water changes on all of them. Look at this. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a pink flamingo.
Pink flamingo. Is that a crypt?
It is, that one, yeah. I think the blue shrimp are a good addition to this.
There's a little family of them there. There used to be a tank in here that I really loved too. I think it was on the one on the end here, and it was full of female bettas, like blue ones, and the tank was like just some type of green plant everywhere, and then the blue betta fish really stood out in it. Do you know much about this tank, AB, like the plants in here? These look like ferns almost.
They are a fern, yeah. I don't know the name of them.
Like an underwater fern.
Ross did give me some which I wasn't able to grow in my shrimp tank, but no, I don't know the name of that. It looks like a true aquatic. It's been underwater the whole time that he's had this tank set up, but again, different sorts of boosters. This is bulbitis, which is an African, similar to a fern, and then looks like some micro java there.
I love how he just effortlessly grows all of his plants.
It's amazing. He's just got a gift, there's no doubt about it.
And he's, of course, got things for sale as well, so over here. And
this is the bonsai tree I was telling you about.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so from underneath, I think down at this level is where it has its best view, and I was looking at it thinking I could do that. I've got a heap of moss at home.
And what on earth is this? It looks like a red lotus but with green.
Yeah, it is. It's just a different version. They have different, like all different lilies. That's just a different variety of them, yeah.
You want to get good deals on rare plants and rare fish, really, like you want to visit the store. And he marks things down when he doesn't want them anymore. It will be like 90% off or like 75% off. It's just ridiculous. He's got pea puffers here that we'll see when we go up the stairs, because there's a hole upstairs as well. And they're $70 each, I think, here, or $75. And it wasn't long ago that they used to be like $400 each, or even, at least selling for like $200 each.
It's crazy.
So very, very cheap fish and very cheap plants that are rare as well here.
Speaking of pea puffers, that's a pea puffer up there.
Oh, there we go. One up here.
This tank here. So I love that tank. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one.
And just look at the thought that goes into everything as well. Like, that's not just a tank. Like, if you look next to it, you'll see as well, like, there's driftwood that's set up with beautiful house plants as well next to it. And look at how artistic this is as well. If you look down at the second shelf too, there's these 3 beautiful bowls that he's got set up, which look like filterless bowls, I think, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're a really nice idea for anyone who doesn't have space for a big tank, or you didn't want to spend the money on a whole setup as well.
Put some shrimp in it, or one beta.
Yeah, set up a nice simple little bowl like this and just have some shrimp or a beta fish, and you're good to go, because the plants will help to keep it nice and clean and eat up all the fish waste and nitrates and stuff. There's a name for this type of method, I think, as well. Do you know what it is, AB? It's like, I'll put it on the video.
I would say it's a bio bowl if it was up to me. Bowl. Yeah, so I always do them that way, so they're a little biotope and they look after themselves, but yeah.
Then you can see then there's all the stuff that you would need to buy something like this underneath as well. Even on the roof, I love this, all of this pothos along the wires with the wood that's hanging up and stuff. It's very, very cool. Look how beautiful this gudgeon is too.
Yeah, he's an empire gudgeon.
Beautiful. Yeah, so there's some nice native Australian fish here. You can find these fish in the creeks around here on the Gold Coast and Brisbane.
Yep.
We actually did a few videos actually with AB about a year ago, catching some of these guys. Not these exact ones, but same type of fish. And then I was going to mention too, like with the tanks here, you can look at these for inspiration and then find most of the stuff around the store too. This AI light, I've got these AI lights on my tanks at home, my African cichlid ones, not because I grow plants, just because I think they're nice lights, and you can actually buy them as well. I saw them over at the counter there with some wave makers and stuff too. What we might do then before we head upstairs, maybe shrimp room,
yeah.
Let's go through
that's pretty special.
This is crazy. Ross built all of this himself. He maintains it all with just him and Peta as well. These are all individual tanks. They're not connected to a water change system. Do you think there's a practical reason behind that? Is it because it's best to keep them separate?
The shrimp are concerned these are all be on RO water, so he will have them set up. I think that he can have one RO water source and then just directly go into them. But shrimp, every tank's different. I've got 4 of them and they're all different parameters, different pHs. I don't know why they're all Matten filters. They're a little bit more touchy. So I think having individual shrimp quarantine tanks is way better than having them on a system, because I think with shrimp, once one thing goes wrong with one, it tends to go across to all of them pretty quickly. But his water change system, it comes from the one source and then goes into each tank. So he obviously drains them out. Ross has a process that they take 80% of the water out of, not in the shrimp tank mind you, but in the rest of the tanks. I think it's 80% of the water out every week, and then it continues that as a water change philosophy, and that's why their tanks look the way they do upstairs. These guys, I think Ross, once he gets them set up and they're actually balanced, he actually just does top-ups of the water for them, so then each tank will stay as it is, and then your shrimp go in. If they're happy, they breed, and it's pretty quick. And Ross puts shrimp in to sell, and then he'll have a whole heap of babies in there, so he'll move them along, and that's what you'll see at the back of the tank. I mean, this is what a fish keeper or a shrimp keeper wants to see, is this tank right here. I mean, you've got adults from all sizes, and look at how many babies are on the back of that Matten filter.
Yeah.
I mean, any hobbyist,
oh my gosh,
that's a huge success story, let alone, somebody selling it in a shrimp shop. These tanks and these shrimp are for sale.
He's he's right up there in the hobby. Like, he's very advanced with what he does. He would never say that himself. He would never talk himself up, but that's why we have to say it. And I've never seen such a wide variety of substrates either. So please don't play or mix in scoop and go. In the scoop and go.
Don't play in my sand.
Okay, don't play in your sand pit. Oh yeah, because that would actually suck if someone came in and mixed them all up. Can you imagine, like, trying to separate it again?
Yeah.
I could just imagine a kid coming in and doing that, actually.
Only I can play in my sand.
Quite rare shrimp, but he's breeding them. Look at this Masura blue bolts, and then all these tiny babies. I'd kill to have that in my tank. I'd just take that whole tank.
What's the type that you're trying to breed at the moment?
These guys here.
Good, these guys.
Yeah, fancy red tigers. I'm down. I had 10. I'm down to 7.
Yeah, they're doing the opposite.
Yeah.
They're not multiplying.
And they've got buried. They've actually had babies. I've seen one baby. Oh. That baby was gone, and then they haven't bred since.
They're like killer shrimp.
These guys there.
They're like killing each other.
Yeah, and they did eat the carcass of the other one too, which I left in there.
Maybe they're too happy. So Ross told me today a little tip. He said that sometimes people think that if their fish are breeding, it's because they're like really calm and really carefree. But he said that a little bit of stress can actually help sometimes, because then it motivates them to actually procreate, because they're like, oh, we need to survive.
Yeah.
So maybe you just need to stress out your shrimp a little bit.
I'm going to stress out my shrimp.
Yeah,
I don't know how yet, but I'm going to do that.
Give it a go. It's not my fault if they all die though. Oh, one other thing that's cool too, you'll just notice like the little barcodes on here as well. So that's set up, you can get your phone out with the camera, and most phones now, a little link will come up and you can click on that and it'll give you some information on the fish or the shrimp that's in there. Nice little idea.
You gonna go upstairs?
Yeah, all right, let's head upstairs. I used to love the bedders that were on here, but it just wasn't very practical. They used to sit on here, but then people would stop. I think Ross was saying on the stairs, but then he's also put these ones in here, which are technically on the stairs. As you come up, we'll just give you like a little bit of a pan, I guess, so you can kind of see what we're dealing with up here. This is like a little kind of balcony area on top, and this is where most of the community fish are, or just your fish, I guess, for putting in your tanks and everything. And it starts over there. They've just got some bristlenose and stuff. Looks like some rainbowfish. There's a variety of different corys along here as well, and some little tetras and everything, and of course some plants as well that I think are for sale too in each of the tanks. And then because he's just like decked this place out completely with the help of Peta as well, he's got up here like all these beautiful unique pieces of driftwood too, and there's just plants everywhere, like house plants everywhere too.
Yeah, this is a beautiful tank up the top, the fork-tailed blue eyes.
Oh, they're gorgeous. They look so big and healthy too.
Yeah, those guys are very cool.
It kind of reminds me almost of your fish room in a way.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment. I love this place, so if it reminds you of that, then that's awesome.
I feel like it's a similar philosophy as to how you do things, like keeping things as natural as possible with lots of plants. Make the fish really happy. Like it's not just for selling them, it's for displaying them and making them look beautiful, and selling good quality fish and everything. Have a look at these bedders. These are gorgeous. Did you get your bedder from here?
I did, yeah. I've got two of mine from here. A couple from Jack at Mad Aquariums as well.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Some nice boys in there. I would say probably the main type of fish that Ross sells would definitely be probably more nano fish, like tetras and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot of I think the fish that go in tanks up to sort of 6 foot type thing, you'd think maybe, or unless you've got a big 8 foot sort of tetra tank like I do. But yeah, these sorts of guys that can go in any type of tank from nano right through to a decent size.
And you'll get the odd bigger fish, like he's got the plecos and stuff, or like he's got some biches, some tiger and Senegal biches, or maybe just tiger at the moment that he's got in there. He will have the odd African cichlids in here, just along this wall.
Yeah, he's got a few of my multi-fasciatus and a few things. This wall's amazing. I mean, I love this one as well. Just, I mean, which one do you go to first? It's like, I'm drawn to there, and then of course you come around, you see that and go, oh my God.
Yeah, this
that's
is
his plant. That's his plant display. I mean that.
Right. Like, how many fish stores do you see a plant display like this in? I've never seen this in my life before anywhere else.
And he's as you can see, he's sold quite a bit of plants. But they, it's usually that quality all the time, and it's pretty well stocked all the time. But I mean, that to me is a fantastic idea to get some tadpoles out of my creek and put in here for him, so he's got some green tree frogs in there, because that would be amazing.
Awesome. A perfect setup.
Yeah, and Ross built it all. He built it from scratch. So.
Yeah, he built this.
Yeah.
And he's changed it around. Like, it's gone through a few different designs. Yeah. Like, it used to be like 3 shelves and stuff, I think, and had some wild betas.
He used to have wild betas in there. That's right. And they were jumping up between the 2 levels.
That was so cool.
3 levels.
And then he's got some little shell dweller cichlids here.
Yeah. So he's got a bucket of my swordtail somewhere as well, but they're I think some of those are my multi-fasciatus, the Tanganyikans in there. Those are sorted ones, mollies and platies, and they look like my fish down there. I think.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, that's the bucket of fish I just brought in. Those guys there.
Beautiful.
And they're just my mixed pond swordtails. But this is what this wall is, like, in theory famous for. But this is all the different types of guppies that he's got, and endlers. And again, the wall, it's aquascaped. I mean, you're selling fish out of it, but like these little guys, the Chile endlers, these are the ones I like the most, the Santa Marias.
I asked him downstairs, I was like, Ross, do you have any guppies? And he was like, oh, yeah, maybe a few.
Maybe a few.
Just a whole wall of them.
Yeah, a whole wall of them. But how's that for a guppy display and sale tank?
I think I saw your 24 carat guppies down here as well. Yeah,
I've sold a few to Ross there, and I've sold him some Japanese blue lately, and a few other things he's got breeding up at home.
And then he's even got some white calvus as well, and they're so cheap. They're $35 each. I think they're Peta's actually. I think she brought them in, the white calvus.
I'm sure. Most likely they were. A lot of the fish in here are bred by Peta and then sold through here, so she's an amazing fish keeper, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Terribly shy, she won't come on the camera, but she's just incredible. I love this, look at that, just as beautiful little angels.
Yeah, they actually caught my eye earlier when I came up. So they look beautiful. Like you said, very good quality fish.
Yeah. Yeah, what else have we got down here? You got the albino cherry barbs and some more corys on the ground. I actually was, I got some sparkling gouramis here last time, but I wanted to get a few more today. All these guys over here. Yeah, they're definitely more colourful in my tank, which I'm pleased about. But they're, I've got a pair, a male and female, and I've also got a spare male, so I'll get maybe 3 or 4 more today, so if I can breed those guys. But how's that for a bit of driftwood for a shop? You know?
Oh my goodness.
Like it's, you know.
Wow.
If you're looking to do a big tank, yeah, that's incredible, isn't it?
I wonder how much that is.
That one, I couldn't even get that in. Oh, I might be able to get that in the 8-footer, maybe.
So if anyone has like a 10-foot tank, come here for some driftwood.
Yeah. All the placo caves and bits and pieces for people that are looking for hardscape in stock.
Yeah, nice.
They're pretty cool, aren't these, because they're natural.
Yes.
You know, if you want to sort of put in your tank and possibly breed plecos, because they will breed in all of this stuff. They'll breed, you know, on the glass if they're commons, but that's pretty good, and that's a fantastic piece. That's another nice bit. I'm lucky I get to pick mine up off the farm, but you know, for those that don't, this is the place to come to.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a place that you can come, even if you're not needing to buy anything. I mean, you probably will end up buying something if you come here.
Yeah, well, you just come and hang here, don't you, really?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just so nice to actually come and check it out and see the way it's done. I think it's inspiring too. Like if you're wanting to build a tank like this guy here, come here, have a look at what takes your fancy, and this is what you do with all aquariums. But most aquariums will have 3 to 6 display tanks, won't they? When you go in, you got 1 or 2, and you got some over there, and they do that, and then the rest of it's for the get the stock through and sell them. I think here with Ross, the way he's done it, he sets those tanks up to almost be permanent, and for him they're a work of art, each one. So when you come here, every one is actually different each time. So, you know, sometimes you feel like not using plants like that one over there. Sometimes you use the plants like that one over there. That one's a biotope and display. So for me, when I come to these sorts of places, I look at the way that someone else has put together this art, and it inspires me to go back and do something similar, you know. And I've done that with that tank downstairs, and I've miniaturized it in my little miniature tank version, but at the same time I'm trying to replicate what he's done down there. So,
and it just makes you feel good being in an environment like this where there's lots of nature and everything around.
And other than off on camera, Ross is awesome. He hangs around and talks to you all the time.
He's so funny as well. He's so funny. Yeah, I wish that he would be on camera, but that's all right. Oh yeah, and there's the pea puffers too as we go down.
Yeah, and some more some beta tanks. Again, Ross has built these tanks, and they've got a central filtration system with the matin filters behind them. But look at the size of the crypts in there. Baby pea puffers. That's a good price.
All right. Well, I think that pretty well covers everything. A wild Ross downstairs behind the counter too.
Well, there's, when you're not there to talk to, there's not much to say really. No, it's beautiful, mate. It looks like it's a credit to you. And having Peta.
Everyone needs Peta.
Yeah. No, the place is a credit to you both. So, and the tanks are very special.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed having a look around Arcy Aquariums.
Come down and see Ross.
Yeah, come down to Burleigh on the Gold Coast. Yep, come see Ross and Peta.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Nathan, for filming as well. So that's Peter's partner who's been filming for us today.
Yep.
As well. And thanks, AB, for coming and being part of it too.
No, all good.
I was happening to turn up.
Yeah, I was planning to come and drop some fish off, and then when you called and said come on down, I was like, yeah, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
It's nice, good, nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see
and you.
Mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, comment down below, let us know what you think about all these beautiful planetscapes as well. And if you're enjoying my content, you might like to subscribe to my channel too, and you can hit that little bell notification to get notified each time I upload new videos as well. And we'll see you in the next one.
See ya, bye.
Jack, it's not yours.